Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's having an amazing, special, unique day.
I think we're having a day that's all of those things because of the work that was put in yesterday, the changes that were made. And if you're listening to us, if you powered through yesterday's audio, I hope we're sounding crystal clear today, or just at least better than yesterday. But I think that we are, because we had a day. And before we get into
I literally know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
Like a statement on Guitar Center.
No, actually I was going to say a statement on you, because this is the hardest working woman in podcasting. She has not stopped perfecting this studio. We went to Guitar Center together, but then I had to pump, so she set everything up. And you guys, if you're looking to start a podcast and you have any AV needs, I would reach out to Claudia, because she is an expert on the situation.
Thank you so much for saying that. I really appreciate it, because yesterday was the hardest day of my life, but Guitar Center was a gorgeous experience.
Guitar Center was like a brief reprieve.
It's just so funny
in
how
the chaos of our day.
If you are thinking I need to go to an electronics store, everyone's like, I need to go to Best Buy. And I'm here to tell you, you don't need to go to Best Buy. Like, I'm becoming an anti-Best Buy activist, because it's not the Best Buy. It should be called Worst Buy. Like, they have nothing and it's just the worst store. And I totally forgot, like, people think Guitar Center like just sells guitars. No, they are literally like the most friendly, well-stocked, well-air-conditioned store on the planet. We got ourselves a deal. They threw in a couple chords. It was such a pleasant experience.
And don't forget about the fact that a lot of people go to Guitar Center to like practice guitar, piano. There was a pianist who was just practicing on the keyboard, adding such an amazing soundtrack to our day.
No, it was literally like the opera. Like, it was like a gorgeous, gorgeous show.
It was really gorgeous. And it really should be called Podcast Center, because they have all of your podcasting needs.
Oh, now that you went to Guitar Center, did you feel weird when you were asking for podcast equipment?
I felt less weird because we were together. And it's like, we're kind of like just this unstoppable duo when we're together, and it's like clear that these girls have a podcast. They have something to say. They're interesting, and they won't shut up.
We radiate like podcast energy, so it's not that crazy. But I guess like me coming in by myself, flustered to Best Buy, this guy's like, she'll never make it in this industry.
And also, we knew exactly what we wanted, and we had the brands, terms. You know, we sounded like experts. We sounded like moguls.
We sounded like employees. Like, we could literally like work at Guitar Center. So
just in the podcasting corner.
This is like a major, major shout out to Guitar Center for really being, and this is not sponsored. I wish maybe that'll come from this, but I just really want you to let you guys know, like, in a time of need, we needed you. And let's talk about yesterday's audio.
Let's talk about it.
So we used microphones because you moved. You finally like got to go through all of your things. Mm-hmm. And we...
well, here's what happened, because it needs a little backstory. Okay. We have podcasting microphones. We actually have two different ones, each of us. Ones that we use when we do remote episodes.
They're amazing.
And the ones that we used when we did that outdoor episode.
The ones that we use for Spotify Live.
Yeah, they're miniature, but we have two really good podcast microphones each. The problem with this setup that we were doing is that there's no table to rest them on, and they're not handheld. They have to be on a table. But we didn't want to be like have a big ugly table. Mm-hmm. We needed handheld microphones. And Claudia was like, we used to have those. We used to use them back in 2018 when we did
travel
audio only episodes. I was like, okay, well, I have like tons of boxes. Let me go find them. Like, we have the podcast microphones that we already need. So I tested the audio. It sounded really good. I didn't think anything of it. And then when it went up and people were complaining, I was like, right, the reason why we stopped using them is because one time we used our voice notes app on our phone and we were like, this is so much better. And we never used those microphones again because they weren't even better than a voice note. So,
I have no memory of that. And had I would have not recommended using them. But we sat here yesterday thinking we were queens of podcasting with our microphones. I think I actually said at the beginning of the episode, like, podcasters, you're in for a premium audio experience, which I think actually, because I was like, wow, so many people are complaining that, like, if I saw those comments and went to podcasts, I would think what I would be listening to would be like... And then I went to listen to it. I'm like, all right, it's not the clearest, but it's not inaudible. It's literally fine. But it was because I like set everyone up, like, you guys ain't ready for this premium audio experience. So maybe people thought like there was an error like we didn't know about. And at first I was like, oh my God, when people complain about like the quality of our show, like it actually really, like, it doesn't bother me, but it makes me upset because like we literally spent an hour and like you can't recreate it. You can't fix it. Like the audio that you end with is the audio that you get. But then I was like, wow, I guess I didn't realize like we haven't had audio issues in a while because we use the same studio every day. So people haven't complained in a while. And I was like, wow, they like us. They really like us. And like they rely on it so much that any sort of change is making everyone angry. And so I actually ended up being like really flattered
that there was just so much
outcry.
Interest. Yeah. I understand. It's engagement is what it is.
No, and it's like
it's like when people put a typo in their TikTok caption or like their Instagram caption so that people will correct them, and that fosters engagement.
Yeah, and I guess I just never. I mean, I do know this because we're a daily show. Like people rely on the show, and we fucked with it, and we found out.
We fucked it with it and we found out, but it was not for lack of trying. And I'll never feel bad if I tried my best, you know?
No, I mean, you should have seen us the morning before yesterday's episode. I feel much calmer today. These are the microphones. We're very comfortable with these microphones. It's the best from Guitar Center.
It's the brand that we know and that we love, Rode.
And I heard
that they're also
suing Hailey Bieber. I was thinking that. So I feel good about where we landed. I feel good about the status of your studio. Obviously, so much is going to happen in the next few weeks.
And it's still just a temporary look, YouTube.
Temporary couch.
Temporary look.
But until then, like
this couch is still a private citizen.
I feel good about, the next couple of days with you.
Me too. Now we can just enjoy the art of podcasting.
And now my hands are hands-free because we have these hand-free microphones. And I'm like, what should I do? Should I pick my nose? Should I do sign language? I could literally do whatever I want because I have two big-ass hands.
Yep. I can drink my coffee.
Jazz fingers. I know. Not jazz fingers, jazz hands. So I'm just feeling really good, I like my outfit. Like I did my hair good today.
You're gorgeous.
Thank you so much. I'm feeling good. Like I'm excited. It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday and it's a rainy day here. Did you hear the rain was driving thunder lightning last night?
Yes, I did. And you know what? I wasn't upset because a lot of people have asked me, Claudia, like, how are you dealing with the heat? And it's important to know it actually is like a couple degrees cooler here than it is in New York. So it's not like I would, wish to be in New York. But my God, I have not stopped sweating from the time I landed. And it's just like even the littlest thing, like getting here. I got in Olivia's car. I drove 30 seconds to your house. I literally need to take a shower.
Yeah, but it's freezing in here today.
I know.
Be careful what you wish for.
And I think that's why I'm like feeling so positive,
Yeah.
Oh, you want to know why else I'm feeling positive? I'm about to blow your mind.
Yeah.
Do you know what today is?
I know what it is.
It's National Auntie Day, which is huge for the auntie community.
And we are big advocates for the auntie community. Here you have both two aunties sitting here with different styles of auntie.
100%.
But both gorgeous nonetheless.
I'm more of like a smothering auntie. I'm the smenty.
You are the smenty. And I am just meet you where you are. Auntie. And we'll always be there for you.
Also, can I just say, coming down here and visiting you and the kids and Olivia and the kids has really, and I already knew this, but really stressed the importance of aunties.
Yes.
I feel like I'm here. I'm literally helping everyone. I feel like my presence isn't a burden. I feel like when I leave, you guys are going to be like, you're going to feel it. Like the weight of everything I'm carrying.
I don't disagree. And
I'm not even being sarcastic.
You're not exaggerating.
Dead fucking serious.
Yeah, no, because the auntie, it's an important role. It's someone who, of course, you can rely on, can help out, can shoulder some of the physical burden, but also the auntie is there for the mother as well.
I've been
raising the spirits of the mother.
I literally am forcing Olivia and Zach to go to dinner tonight. I'm like, go.
Cute.
Like, go put Kay to bed and then go to dinner. Like me and Ben will sit. She's gonna sleep. And obviously they can't leave the house when the kid is sleeping, but like we're here.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, we want to be with you. I'm like, who cares? Go. I will not be accepting no for an answer.
Okay, that's so sweet of you.
Because that's what aunties are for.
That's literally what they're for. I'm so glad that we're celebrating.
That's what aunts are for.
For good times.
So happy National Aunt Day to all the aunties out there. Know you are loved, you are appreciated, and you are respected.
Dog aunts too, because
that counts.
Back when I was Theo's aunt, like that was
exclusively.
Yeah, exclusively when he was my only nibbling.
Now you're in an open relationship.
He was my only nibbling charge. Mm-hmm. It was such a special role.
It really was.
And I feel like dog moms are finally getting their comeuppance,
It's our time.
But I feel like the dog aunties don't get theirs.
I completely agree.
And I'm here to advocate for them.
Me too, because when I was raising Theo, aunties were an integral part of my support system. Like emotionally, physically, coming over, helping. I really don't think I could have gotten through those early puppy years without my aunties, his aunties.
And Bryce wants to say to his auntie that he loves you so much. Thank you for always looking after him. And thank you for always just having the best Bryce forward attitude. When you
You're being so nice today.
I am.
Did you get good sleep?
Nah.
Did rolled?
Yes.
King shit on his king shit.
He's king shit on his king shit. You guys, if you are struggling with your baby sleeping through the night, like you have to just sleep train them and let them cry it out for periods of a time. It
gets better.
Like 2 weeks ago, the sleep report that I received today would have been a dream. Like a fantasy.
So proud of you.
Thank you.
We've come so far.
We have. So,
Us enrolled.
Tuck and rolled. So happy National Auntie Day.
There was one more thing I wanted to say.
Oh, and there was one more thing I wanted to say, which is that yesterday we had so much on our plates. This is not my plate.
This is not my plate.
We forgot to mention that merch dropped on Friday and that God. It was sickening the warehouse down. Like, actually, the warehouse is getting tested for COVID because
Who am I?
The warehouse.
How did you know?
Sickening merch. So many of you have already got yours, but if you didn't know because we didn't do a show and you're not on Instagram, we dropped the Morning Toast weekday collection on Friday, and it's just like cute summer fare.
It's very country club inspired.
It is.
And by the way, I just want to say, so when we launched our merch, like what we were selling on our Instagram, people were commenting like, finally shorts, like no more crew necks, a t-shirt, thank God. When I tell you, literally, this is probably, we broke our record for how many crew necks we sold. Like, everyone can complain, but at the end of the day, we venture out to other apparel categories. Nobody wants anything but the crew necks. So in case you're wondering why the next time we do a drop, there will be crew necks in there, it's because we follow the data, and the data says the toasters want crew necks.
No, we've been following the data for a while, which is why we always do crew necks, but people also bought shorts and t-shirts, so I'm glad that we included them, and they are really cute, and it is summer, so we should have a short and a t-shirt in there. But the crew necks always outperform everything, and that's why we are crew neck queens.
No matter the time, no matter the season, you can find a crew neck at shopmorningtoast.com.
And this is our second time that we've ever had one, but our first time in a while. We have baby onesies, the Morning Toast Milk Club, and they're so darn cute. Have you put Harry in it yet? No, I just washed it, and I'm about to. I was going to today, but the AC is blasting.
Wow, she didn't put him in the onesie. Mamas, get her.
I'm supporting you today.
I just wanted to throw the Mama's Get Her in her face, just so you can know how like really scary it is. Like, whenever you say Mama's Get Her, and like, you know, most of the people who listen to the show like know that we joke, like everything that comes out of our mouth is not serious. Like, do not take it seriously. But there's always like a couple people who are like, I'm a mom and you're disgusting. Like, so I just want you to know like the fear in your heart that you feel when you hear someone say Mama's Get Her to you.
Yeah, but much like everything else, but especially with being a mama, like if I feel certain about like what I'm doing, I don't really care if I get flack.
See, that is, I feel like, a part of growing up that comes along with motherhood, like not giving a fuck and just doing like what you think is best.
But if it's something that it's like I wasn't sure about and then I'm like, oh shit, then I wobble a little bit. But when I'm certain about my choice, can't take me down.
Also, I can't believe we literally forgot to mention that we created like the most iconic TikTok of all time yesterday.
Are we going viral yet?
We're doing really well on my TikTok. We're doing amazing on Morning Toast. And I just feel good about it because I know you didn't want to do it. You thought I was like being annoying with my talk.
Yeah.
And I get that. But you didn't know that like we were literally going to break the internet. And had you known, maybe you wouldn't have given me such an attitude.
I didn't give you an attitude. I really didn't. She was making me stand outside the car in the hot blazing sun while she fumbled with her phone to like organize her TikTok. And it was like, I gave you a good 10 seconds to record me coming in, and it's hot.
It's not enough time. And you know what? You see now, like, I had a destination in mind.
Yeah, and you see now that I didn't need to stand outside the car because the destination we arrived at without me sweating in the blazing heat.
So you're welcome. And you're the star.
Welcome.
You're the star of the talk, and it was all my idea. So you're welcome.
TikTok loves me.
They do. That's really why I just like milk you for likes.
That's fine by me.
At this point, we basically have a joint account with how much I just like put you at the front of it.
We should just have a Morning Toast account.
I know, but like I'm too focused on building, you know, my celebrity.
Yeah.
If I'm being completely honest.
You could always change your handle.
100%.
To like girl with no toast.
This is the second time we've podcasted in here that I forgot to put my drink on my table. Can I have a sip of yours?
Yes, but don't use an open mouth like you did.
Oh my God, you guys, Jackie fucking... And
don't go on my lipstick so that we each have a side.
You were coming after me yesterday, like now that I think about it, on the way to Guitar Center. Not only did she yell at me for my talk...
I didn't yell. I just said, can I get in the car?
I was like so verklempt. I was running around all day picking Jackie up. I had to work with Kaylor, like all this stuff. I picked Jackie up to go to Guitar Center and I was like telling her how I'm like literally so thirsty.
That's not what happened. She said, bring me a snack. And so I brought her 2 snacks in the car. She ate a chip and she was like, ugh, now I'm thirsty. So I was like, oh, you know what? I have a water. You can have a sip. And she put her open mouth on the water as opposed to sipping it with, she put her top and bottom lip, you know what I'm talking about, as opposed to putting her top.
Like a blowjob.
Yeah, as opposed to putting her top lip in, you know?
You know, to be like, I wasn't quaint about it. Like I wasn't drinking as if I was on a date.
Oh, we are both wearing lipstick.
I was drinking as if I just got off the soccer field and I'm 6 years old and needing a water, you know?
Yeah.
So Jackie then attacked me in the car. for being an open mouth drinker. And at that point, I just kind of hit a wall. Like after the day I had, I'm like, this fucking bitch. Like I don't even know if you knew, but like as I was driving, I was like cursing you in my head. I'm like, she's so fucking mean to me. Like she's literally so
I
mean.
literally brought you a snack. I gave you a water. And then by the way, when she put her open mouth on it, I gave her the rest of the bottle because I was like, I don't want to drink it now because you still had like chip in your mouth.
It's you know what? I had one final point before we dive in.
It just sounds like, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like we were both trying our best.
No, it sounds like literally yesterday was just like a busy day where everyone was miserable and we were just like clashing. I think that's fine. Like, no.
Yeah, sure.
But then, you know, we got to Guitar Center and all was well because the peaceful energy brought us together again.
Nature healed us.
So the final thing I wanted to talk about before we dive in is that I'm going back on tour. And the first 3 shows to the second leg of Not Like Other Girls tour are on sale at girlwithnojob.com/tour. They're coming up in August. It's West Hampton, New York, New Haven, Connecticut, and Red Bank, New Jersey. Tickets available at girlwithnojob.com/tour. It is the same material from Not Like Other Girls earlier in the year. So if you haven't made it, like you're making a mistake and you'll regret it for the rest of your life. And if you have seen it, like still come. It's going to be fun. There's going to be spritz. There's going to be toasters. There's going to be steens. There's going to be steamy vibes. I really can't think of a reason that you shouldn't come see me do stand up because I'm not even just saying this, like I'm literally so funny and talented. Like you're going to die. Like you're just going to sit there like cackling and being like, wow, she only has 4 years of stand up experience. She's literally better than Dave Chappelle. And for that, I just want you to have that experience. I'm being selfless, you know, I just want it for you.
Yeah. I actually agree with all of those statements, especially like in the female comedy realm. Even though there are so many female comics, I feel like.
Who would you say is the biggest female comic like right now?
It was Amy Schumer, but it's not anymore.
It's not because she like took a step back.
Yeah, and now she's performing at the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden, whereas a few years ago I saw her at Madison Square Garden proper, and now
that's
in
where
September she's at the Hulu Theater.
Well, it's a great place, and I'm happy for her. But I agree. I don't think I would consider her right now the number one like female comedian. I was trying to think like who. There's like a few who are super popular.
I feel like I can't even.
I feel like the popular / like mainstream ones are like Nikki Glaser.
Yeah.
Eliza Schlesinger.
Right, but like the average person wouldn't even know who.
Because they're big in stand-up, but not big in like mainstream pop culture.
No, there actually isn't someone because it is Amy Schumer and she's performing at the Hulu Theater.
So it sounds like they need a new female comedian who's big. And I have all of those things. I'm big and I'm a female comedian. So I think maybe that'll be like my next, you know, goal.
The role is yours for the taking.
You know what? I've just decided right here, right now, I'm the biggest female comedian.
No, that's not what I meant by the role is yours for your taking. It's like, go and get it.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm kidding, obviously. But
I'm really trying to rack my brain on the biggest female comedians.
Me too. I feel like we're missing like an obvious... And when we say comedian, that means someone who does stand up and they can act and do other things, but...
Yeah. Biggest like female comedian.
Like not Kathy Griffin. Maybe at one point.
Tiffany Haddish.
Oh, yeah. I would say Tiffany Haddish
is the biggest female comedian.
But for now, it's like I'd really recognize
and
her
there's a ton of female comedians. Like I'm looking at a ton, but I'm talking about like
currently, like
Kevin Hart status.
Yeah,
performing at stadiums. There is not one.
No, but there's only a few comedians who do the stadium thing. It's literally like
but we don't have one female.
No, you're right. It's Bill Burr. It's Kevin Hart. It's Chappelle, and it's
there are so many male comedians.
Yeah.
That are huge
Oh,
like
Sebastian
that.
Maniscalco.
There are so many, and the other one that you like.
Who?
But even I see Joe Rogan performs at like stadiums.
Yeah.
Not stadiums.
Arenas.
Like arenas. Yes, that's the word.
Yeah. No, justice for the female comedians. It's literally disgusting.
It's yours for the taking, Claude.
Lack
that's
of
all I have to
respect.
say.
Okay, well, that's obviously on my list of things to do after I complete this podcast studio, which I'm getting to the end. We have mic flags coming tomorrow. We have just exciting things coming. So thanks to all of our YouTube watchers. And if you're listening as a podcast, I hope this is, you know, a pleasant experience for the ears.
I hope so. I pray. Now, I think without further ado, it is time for the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
And I would agree. Today's episode is brought to you by Upside. From cringing at the pump to getting an eye-popping check at your favorite restaurant, inflation is hitting us all where it hurts. And it really hurts. And that's why we started using Upside. Upside is an incredible app for anyone who buys gas, groceries, or dines out. With every purchase, we are earning cash back thanks to Upside. I actually used Upside yesterday because I filled up the Shapiro's car with gas and it just like reminded me about it. So to get started, download the free Upside app. Use our promo code TMT5 and you'll get $5 or more cash back on your next purchase of $10 or more. Next, you'll claim the offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. You'll check in at the business, pay as usual with a credit card or debit card, and then get paid. In comparison to credit card rewards or loyalty programs, you can earn 3 times more cash back with Upside. Upside users are earning more than $1 million every week, and that's probably why they have a 4.8 star rating on the App Store. Download the free Upside app and use promo code TMT5, that's TMT as in the morning toast, number 5, to get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. That's $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more using promo code TMT5. Today's episode is also brought to you by a brand that we love and a brand that Pete Davidson loves, which feels really good to like have a lot in common with Pete Davidson. We're both, you know, huge comedians. We're both
Kim lovers.
We're both the faces of Manscaped. It's nice. Our friends at Manscaped, the global leaders in below-the-waist grooming, have spent 2 years designing the most comfortable boxer briefs out there for your man or you. They're sleek, they're soft, they're comfortable, and there flexible. The brand new Boxers 2.0 from Manscaped takes his balls to heaven on earth. Manscaped have the Lawnmower 4.0 for the trimming so you and him can wear the same Boxers 2.0 for the chilling. They even have the trademark jewel pouch, so you know it's serious. I think it's time you invest in your man's family jewels with the exclusive offer. Get 20% off and free shipping by using our code TOAST at Manscaped. I just want to say, Ben Soffer's been wearing the same underwear since I met him, and they were like an expensive brand, and I literally never understood why he was like so married to them. And I brought home, because we got from Manscaped the underwear, and I knew he wasn't going to wear them because he's the worst. And on laundry day, like he was out of the ones he usually wears and he wore the Manscaped ones. And we have now like 15 pairs in his drawer. And if you're anything like me, like I wear Ben's boxers to sleep because they like help with the chub rub and like I just like them. So I know they're not really made for me, but I enjoy them as well. And
they're female approved. But that's like all products. I mean, one, you love borrowing your man's stuff, but also like stuff like the lawnmower is for the female in your life.
100%. And just know like Ben is the most stubborn human being on the planet and he loved them. The micromodal fabric is buttery soft and breathable. They keep his cucumber cool. You can walk, you can run, you can strut. The moisture wicking boxers breathe without breaking a sweat. The tagless waistband hugs his body without digging in and lays flat against his skin to reduce chafing. So you can be proud of his underwear. Let him wear the Manscaped waistband with a badge of honor. Get 20% off and free shipping with our code TOAST at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with our code TOAST at manscaped.com. Once the Boxers 2.0 touches sack, he'll never go back. Neither will you.
Love that. Thank you, Claudia. Our first story, Audrina Patridge is in the headlines because she just came out with a memoir called Choices to the Hills and Back Again.
Cute.
So she's actually spilling what seems to be like a lot of tea, or maybe these are just like the juicy parts that Page
or
Six
it's
has picked up.
clickbait.
Right. But she details her alleged flirtations with Leo DiCaprio and Chace Crawford in the book. She also talks about her brief relationship with Chris Pine and that they broke up because of the Hills and that he wouldn't film with her. And she's also talking about the end of her friendship with, quote, controlling Lauren Conrad. So there's a lot of stories in this book, it seems, and I just want to get your thoughts. Like, are you interested in reading it?
Well, let me say something. And I don't know if this is a popular opinion or unpopular opinion, but is anyone else getting like Hills fatigue? I just feel like there's like the show ended a while ago, and then like when the cast started like talking about it, it was like interesting to hear them reflect. And now it's just like everyone has a podcast, the Laguna Beach podcast. We were just talking about it. The podcast, the book, everyone doing like Instagram lives. Like I just feel like I don't care anymore.
I agree with you. I do. And I totally. There's something about her writing a book though. Like if she was doing a podcast just like talking about her life and then, you know, some stories from back in the day, I would have zero interest. But like I'm interested in this book. I am. Okay. I don't know if I will get to it because I'm so busy and I'm now in 3 book clubs. So that's 3 books a month. But if this were like, you know, 2020 Jackie, I would read this in a heartbeat because I feel like she was so, I guess the word is like relevant at such an interesting time. And like nothing was bigger than the Hills. And those girls were everywhere. And like they had, you know, the biggest, probably most glamorous experiences. Like the fact that she talks about being at a party and like Leo's buying her drinks.
You know, she was definitely an it girl.
Yeah. And I love to hear from an it girl.
No, same. I just feel like now the way that I feel about the Hills people is kind of like has-been energy. And they're giving us like so much. It's like we know everything about the Hills now, you know?
Yes. No, there's no mystery anymore. Yeah. But I do feel like Audrina, Lauren, Kristen, and Heidi. But Heidi's shared in every single medium that she possibly can. So I feel like we know where they were at.
Where they land.
then. And how they were feeling back then, Heidi and Spencer. But it would be like if Lauren wrote a book about like what it was like in 2008 being young Hollywood.
The only difference is that if Lauren wrote a book, we would be quaking because Lauren, since the show ended, has not uttered a word about how she feels about the whole situation.
Yeah.
But everyone
she's
has
written books, but not about
the hills,
going to the clubs in West Hollywood back in the day.
Yeah. So for everyone except Lauren, I have that fatigue. But don't get me wrong. If Lauren wrote a memoir like all about that time, I would be first in line to purchase it.
Especially because everybody is obsessed with talking about Lauren. Like,
right.
And I would like to hear from Lauren. And especially because she is so silent, people just say whatever they want about her, like all her former castmates, her former friends. I'm sure a lot of it's true. I'm sure a lot of it is exaggerated or like their point of view, their truth. And I would just love for her to be like, hey guys, here's what happened.
Yeah. Because
here's how I feel about it.
Because there's mystery there. But with all the other castmates, there's not mystery. And like now I'm just getting fatigued.
There's not mystery, there's fatigue.
Yeah.
She needs to take a page out of Mystery's book.
100%.
So I do want to get around to reading this book, but I feel like by the time I have time, it will no longer be relevant. So that's my thoughts. But if you guys read it, like, let us know what you think.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I just think my stance on The Hills have changed. Like, I was so obsessed when we watched it. And over the last couple of years, I'm just like, I don't care. And like, now it's getting like sad.
No, and like,
with the reboot, like
the
everything.
reboot got canceled.
Right.
So they told you they don't care. But so I think a lot of people aren't interested in like The Hills' new beginnings. But there is interest for like
reliving the past
and getting the behind the scenes stories and like what was that really like, because very few people experience that sort of
level of fame
like they did.
Agreed. And I'm sure it's a great book. And I didn't know me and Audrina had so much in common. Like we both, hung out with Leonardo DiCaprio. That's so interesting to me. I love that.
Yeah. It's called Choices to the Hills and Back Again. And I'm just wondering why the word choices, is that like one of her quotes from the show?
Oh, that's actually a good call. I feel like, yeah.
Like, did someone
Is there like an iconic scene? Because like, I want to forgive you. If like Lauren wrote a book, it would be called Forgive and Forget.
Right. Or did someone say something to Audrina that was like about making a choice or something? I'm sure that's what it is, because it's otherwise a kind of random term.
Yeah. Did Lauren make Audrina choose between her and Justin Bobby?
Maybe.
Like,
was it
she chose him?
Was it an Audrina's choice?
Audrina's choice is the new Deandra's choice.
100%.
Which was the new Sophie's choice.
Yeah.
And that's called growth.
Yeah. So
happy for her.
That's the new book news. Speaking of, Redheads episode comes out the first Thursday of August. We're actually recording next week, so I'm going to start the book today
What book
if
is
I have
it?
a moment. It's called A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham, I think. It's a Danish choice, which is always
good.
Pretty good. But this is unlike other Danish choices because it's a thriller. She's never chosen one of those
before. It
before.
sounds spooky.
And I keep seeing it like on all the Goodreads lists. So I think it's the perfect book for us to be reading. I'm really excited. And I've been loving a thriller. Like I just want to feel something,
Speaking of, I need to address some rumors about me.
What are the rumors?
So I'm getting a lot of messages, actually. I didn't realize how influential I was. Like people, like I can't find your Goodreads, help. And I need to announce.
How many messages have you got?
Actually, like a bunch. Every time I recommend a book, I get like a bunch. But look what happened to your Goodreads. Why can't I find you on Goodreads? I have made the personal choice to step back from my public Goodreads life. It just got to a place where like I was so conscious that everyone could see what book I was going to choose next that like it actually made me like kind of self-conscious. And I just feel like reading is very personal.
Yeah.
And like if I wanted to read like a self-help book or like a book on depression, like I don't know, like I didn't like that like everyone could see it. You know what I mean?
No, I do understand that it's very personal and I completely respect your decision.
So I just I did it, and then I wanted to talk it through with everyone, just let you know, like, I made a new highlight on my Instagram sharing books that I like. I'm just no longer going to be, like, I'm a really private person, So it's just like, I need to be private.
That's like so shy of you. But
Well,
I love that for you.
So many people do public Goodreads.
No,
I feel like
I've said this so many times in the past. It never it never bothered me enough for me to ever like go private on Goodreads or even, hide a book that I was reading. But I've said so many times it is so personal that, the books you're reading are out there. But it's just like what I said before about being a mama, like any book that I'm going to read, I stand by.
Yeah.
I feel good about, and I would show it to the world.
Yeah, no, I just, I guess it becomes so, connected to reading. I'm very protective of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
100%.
Okay, so what are you reading now?
The sequel to To Love Jason Thorne, and it's called To Hate Adam Connor, and it's so cute. I'm obsessed. Everyone was like, I wasn't going to read the sequel after the first one, but everyone was like, the sequel's actually better. And I don't agree with that, but it's super cute.
Great.
Loving it. I'm almost done.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, I'm in my rom-com era.
I'm missing the Hotel Nantucket, you guys. If you're on the fence about reading the new Ellen Hildebrand, I would say go for it. It was really good.
Oh, you finished it?
Yeah, I finished it yesterday, and like I've still been thinking about it, and like she really never misses. And even her books that are like meh, which I've read a few, it's crazy how she keeps churning out premium content like about the same sort of thing.
Yeah, no, she's extremely talented. My only complaint about her, the queen, is she's extremely verbose. And if she could do like, you know, a series of short stories, like 200 to 300 pages.
She actually has.
If you recommend a book to me and it's under 300 pages, like I don't care what it's about. Like I'm reading it.
Are you going to read Tom Segura?
It's definitely on my list. I haven't been into celebrity memoirs recently.
Yeah.
The last one I read was Open Book, and I think that just ruined all celebrity memoirs for me because Jessica Simpson was so vulnerable and honest. Can I have a sip of your coffee again? I'm so thirsty.
I asked you when you came over if you wanted a coffee.
And I'm feeling just like, my coffee is just over there. Like I can't.
Just go get it.
I'm just not feeling like I have enough energy, you know?
Because you need a sip of coffee to go and get it.
Stunning. You make such a good coffee.
Thank you. That's so sweet of you to say.
Okay, I'm energized now. I can move on.
Okay. Are you ready for our next story? Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner are joining calls urging Instagram to stop copying TikTok. Have you seen this?
Okay, sorry. I thought the headline meant they're like getting on the phone with Instagram. No, they're joining. Everyone reposting
the same thing, which says, make Instagram again. Stop trying to be TikTok. I just want to see cute photos of my friends. Sincerely, everyone. So people are posting this graphic, which, yeah, straight facts. And Kim and Kylie agree. And I actually think that Instagram might hear them.
And the graphic came on the heels of everyone getting this update, which I have not gotten.
What is it?
Margot and Ben and my friend Abe called me. They were like, my Instagram is black. I'm like, what are you talking about? Check, mine's totally fine because I'm always the last person on the planet. On Girl in the Job, I still don't have comments like separated by top comments. It goes chronological. There's something wrong with my account. I swear to God. But they were like, oh, our Instagram's black and the feed is so different. It looks like TikTok now because it's like it's like reels and like it swipes differently. So a lot of people got that update and that's why this graphic is going. But you didn't get it is what you're saying?
I don't know. I mean, I'm always
Is your Instagram black? Like the background, you know how it's white when you scroll?
I always had it on dark mode.
Oh, okay.
So I wouldn't know the difference. Maybe I do have it because I'm always accidentally like in a reel.
Of a nobody.
I mean, did I talk about this on the show? How I get like
no, you didn't.
In my algorithm of photos, I get like actual nobodies like in my feed,
true
like,
randoms.
And then you all have like 47 likes. That must be like the magic number. And then it comes to see me, where it's like true randoms
So
in my feed. All day, every day. It's so bizarre. I send them to Claudia so she can understand what I'm experiencing. I don't know if anyone gets it. The content has nothing to do with me. It's not even people like aspiring influencers or like aspiring to go viral. It's like people's personal photos coming through my feed.
No, that's bleak for sure.
So
are they people who follow you?
No, we couldn't have less in common.
No, Instagram is so weird. And every time they release an update, that guy Mosseri, you know him? Adam Mosseri.
Yeah.
He's like the official spokesperson for whenever anything happens. So his Instagram, he'll go live, he'll do a series of stories, he'll put up a reels like explaining the new thing. And he's so manipulative the way he's like gaslighting us into thinking this is all better. And he does it because Instagram, everything they do now, they say like, we at Instagram, we back creators. Like we want to support creators. We want to help them build their businesses. We want to help them create revenue streams. So they're gaslighting us into thinking like it's all going to get better. And then we see what they're talking about and it's trash. And of course, anytime an interface changes, people freak out. Like remember when every other month Facebook would like rejigger their home screen?
Yeah.
And people would literally be sending around hacks to get the old one back.
Yeah.
But then eventually you got used to it.
Yes.
So I think like with Instagram, they just think they can keep doing shit and we'll get used to it. But like I'm still not used to it.
Yeah, that's true. But now that I think about it, my Instagram story views are like almost double right now. And I don't know if that's because of the new algorithm or because like I'm moving and I'm interesting right now and people are interested.
Probably both. But my views have been up as well. And like a year ago, they hit an all-time low.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're up a lot.
Okay, if it's because of the algorithm, I thought it was just like me being like So interesting.
That's definitely what it is. Like, you're so gorgeous. How could you not get millions and millions of views?
No, but I've always been like gorgeous, actually. In fact, I used to be more gorgeous. So I think it was because I was interesting and like people want to like follow my move and my journey.
I feel like that has to be a part of it.
Either way, I'm not complaining.
You'll take it, yeah.
I'm not complaining. And I already had my Instagram on dark mode, so as long as you can get these randos off my feed.
Yeah.
But now I'm like kind of feeling endeared towards
now
them.
you're keeping
I'm like,
up. Like, what happened to Jess? Did she go to her family reunion? Did she, reconcile with her brother? We'll never know.
Literally like it's not even people like Jess going to her. Like, she sounds toasty. It's like a little girl's like Instagram.
It's so weird.
And it's like her like selfies and she has to be like 8.
You have to comment. You have to boost it. Like,
no, her Instagram,
look amazing.
She was too young to even be on Instagram.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I feel that.
I went to her page. She had like 12 photos and they were all just like,
well, you should go to her page, find her mom's page and reprimand her for letting her daughter
but like
on
Instagram is, you're supposed to be for 13 and up. So like not only is this girl clearly younger than 13, but she's being promoted through the feed.
That's fucking weird, actually.
That's fucking nefarious.
Nefarious for sure.
Makes you think.
But you know what's not nefarious? Honey.
Oh,
thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best ones it finds to your cart. It supports over 30,000 stores online, ranging from tech and gaming products to popular fashion brands, and even food delivery. Imagine you're shopping at one of your favorite websites, which we do all the time: electronics, obviously podcast equipment, food, makeup, clothing, literally anything. When you download Honey for free using our link, you'll get a browser extension that'll drop down when you're shopping at your favorite website, and you click apply coupons, and then you'll wait as Honey searches for coupons it can find for that site. And if they find a working coupon, which I found that they most of the time do, you can watch the price drop instantly. It's literally one click that saves you money, and I don't know why you wouldn't do it. So I've saved money on clothing, electronics, food, headphones, like literally
everything. I've been shopping online so much right now, just house stuff. And I've saved actually hundreds of dollars with Honey over the last few weeks.
You can add Honey to your iPhone now. It's not just for your computer.
Claudia just told me that, and the game has changed.
The game has changed. You enable it on your Safari, and it's literally life-changing. So if you don't already have Honey, you are straight up missing out. It is free to install when you use our link, and it just takes a few seconds. So the link is joinhoney.com/toast. So you can get Honey for free when you go to joinhoney.com/toast, joinhoney.com/toast. It's toast tested, toaster approved.
Yeah. Okay, our next story, little Jeopardy update. In the never-ending saga, we have our hosts, Mayim, Bialik, and Ken Jennings will continue splitting Jeopardy hosting duties, and the show will have 2 hosts moving forward. They'll continue to split the hosting duties for the popular quiz show, Variety has reported. Both stand-in hosts have reportedly signed long-term contracts with Jeopardy, which will see them co-host the show as well as the upcoming Celebrity Jeopardy series.
I mean, this is what, a year after Alex Trebek died?
It was November 2020, so we're coming up on 2 years, so a little less than 2 years.
I mean, that's a crazy long time, and I definitely understand like needing to test people.
Yeah.
But it's kind of messy, you know? The thing about Jeopardy is like its consistency.
Not even messy, but it's like this was a whole long thing. Like, who's going to be the next Alex Trebek? And it just feels so weak sauce. That
Let
it's
down.
Like, tell.
Yeah.
And it's like, this
tell.
And it's like not even an announcement. It's like they've been doing it and now they're going to keep doing it. And it's like, instead of being like, the reveal is here. Who will it be behind the curtain? And the winner is Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Like, it's tell.
No, there's something like let down about it because it's been so long, and then also it's like 2 people, and it's also 2 people who we already know, like we're doing it for the last year.
So
like,
it's just going to be like, we never came to a decision, and this whole thing of like, who will be the next Alex Trebek there is no next Alex Trebek is the moral of the story. And I think that is a shitty position for Jeopardy to be in because they need the one, and it could have been either of these 2 as long as they made a choice. I like it. And you know what? That's what Audrina Patridge is talking about. Choices. And Jeopardy did not make a choice. And like, this bothers me.
I agree. And I think the reason why Jeopardy has become like a cornerstone of American culture is because it's so consistent. Like, no matter what's going on in the world, you can turn on Jeopardy at 7 or whenever, 7:30. And you can watch your favorite guy do his job. And now it's like,
girl.
Well, no, now it's like, I'm going to be, is it going to be Mayim? Is it going to be Ken?
What if I don't watch Jeopardy really? What if I don't like one of them? And now I'm watching Jeopardy half the time.
Yeah. And I just think there was something like so cool about the genesis of Ken Jennings being a former winner, obviously a really well-known one, holds the record, and then, one day becoming the host. And yes, that is what happened, but it just feels like a little, it's not, I'm just not loving it.
It just takes the punch out of it,
Yeah. It's not my favorite decision that the network has made.
And I think it's a mistake. Even if they said, and the winner is Mayim, I would say, yay, Mayim is the next Alex Trebek. How cool.
Actually, I would have thought that's a mistake.
Well, I just wanted a choice.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
And I feel like everyone just sort of never makes a choice these days.
Yeah, and I just feel like basically they went out of their...
It feels like no one wants to make a choice these days.
100%.
Get your fucking ass up and make a choice.
It really feels like they just went out of their way to do everything not to give it exclusively to Ken Jennings, because it really should have been him.
Yeah, I agree.
He was so the obvious choice from the second people started wondering who would take over. And they threw him a bone. He did a couple, and then people liked him, and he was good at it too. I watched in the beginning, he was a little awkward because he's not a television person.
Yeah.
But practice makes perfect, and he's very good now. And he's started to make jokes. When I was searching I was searching for stories, people were he made kind of an inappropriate joke.
That's what I was gonna say. He was in the news recently because he made a crazy joke on the show NSFW.
Well, the headline was you're not gonna believe fans are flipping out, and I read it. I'm like, that's not that crazy, and it also wasn't that funny.
Okay, so here's the joke. The joke came during a double Jeopardy round in the active Bible verses category. The clue read, since no one had done this for 40 years, God told Joshua to get a knife and do this to male Israelites. And the winner said, what is circumcise? And he, this is funny. He said, that is correct. A painful $2,000 for you.
That's literally so not a big deal.
It's a word.
No, that's true clickbait at its finest.
That's also okay. So
that's what Alex used to do. Just insert his personality, very short, very small, because you don't want just a sounding board. You want someone. You're in America's homes. You want someone with a personality, someone who could laugh.
That is really funny.
No, and people are quaking. Relax.
Also, it's so crazy how people are like, oh my God, NSFW. And it's do you see what's on television these days? He said the word painful about circumcision.
Right.
There's literal,
no, it's so dumb.
No, every award, it's so crazy what people watch, what we're exposed to every single day.
Right. That's really not that unsafe for work.
He called, he called a circumcision painful, and we're all clutching our pearls.
No, if you cut off a piece of your toe, wouldn't that be painful?
We're clutching our pearls when it's have you seen what's happening?
Right. It's so dumb.
It's so dumb. Anyways,
congrats to these
what I was gonna say is you said that Ken is the obvious choice probably, and he's doing a good job, which makes me feel and I haven't watched it so I can't say, but which makes me feel Mayim crushed it as well.
I'm sure, by the way, because she's a full-blown actress. So she's used to TV. I'm sure she's very good at reading off the teleprompter and stuff. And she's an academic. She's an intellectual. She's a neurobiologist or something before she got famous. So she really was a great candidate.
Yeah.
And she would have been great if it was her, but I would have preferred Ken just because of it's keeping it in the family.
Yeah.
And I guess their way of keeping it in the family is to hire Mayim, who's in science, She's a woman in STEM.
She is. And so there you have it. After a year and a half of who will it be? When will it be? It will be so.
It's just wah-wah.
Wah-wah. The word that came to mind was weak sauce.
Yes. The word that came to mind for me was whatever sauce, but that's just the difference between you and I.
Well, when Sage comes out with her line, she'll have a whatever sauce and she'll have a weak sauce, and you can choose which one you want to use because you have choices and you should make one.
Can I tell you?
Don't use both sauces. They don't go well together.
Can I tell you how I can't feel my foot because it's so cold in here? And I'm not complaining at all, but my foot, it's freezing. And I did text Zach at 8 o'clock because we were going to podcast at 9:30. I said, can you go fill up the room with air conditioning now so that by the time we get there, it's nice and cold? And he did it. And I'm so grateful. I'm so cold. And I hate to complain about being cold because that's being too rich, You can't be too cold, in my opinion.
You sound like Tom Brady.
Chilly.
You're the Tom Brady of temperature.
I need Bruno to lay on my feet. I'm literally going to have to go to the hospital.
That's why I keep go right here. It's warm. Oh, Bryson.
Sexy man.
Bryson, you're the heating pad now.
I'm freezing.
No, my toe is numb.
But that's just saying I'm too happy, you can't be too...
I'm too full.
Too loved.
Yeah, unless you're Bryson.
Yeah.
How warm is he? That's why I've been petting him like crazy.
I didn't realize.
Go under his belly. Oh my God, put your hand right there.
You guys, I hate to complain about, the air because I'm a girl who appreciates good air. And
This is some good air.
this is spectacular. But I'll just wear socks tomorrow.
It's spectacular.
Is that what I said?
No, it's because it's air that's...
Spectacular. Name of today's episode for sure.
No, we have choices is the name of today's episode. Okay? Because you have them. Don't forget that. And here's the thing about choices typically. When you really, for most things, small things also, there's no wrong choice. Like I'm choosing between like hardware or something like small for my house. And it's like, don't get bogged down. Just make the choice. It's really going to be fine. Like, sure, in general, she should have gone to Paris, Lauren Conrad, instead of staying home with Jason. And there she made the wrong choice. But typically, just make the choice. The only wrong choice is not making one.
Well, that's true.
And just letting things happen to you. Be decisive. Make a choice. It'll be fine. It's really not a big deal.
Okay. She unburdened herself, y'all. She undid the burden.
I did. Our next story, Klondike has made a choice, and this is the wrong one.
The wrong one.
Klondike has chosen to discontinue the Choco Taco after almost 40 years. Fans of Klondike's Choco Taco, including Claudia Oshry, are saying goodbye to the beloved ice cream truck mainstay. The dessert giant discontinued the iconic chocolatey treat that's been sold for almost 4 decades, People has confirmed. They are doing the hard-hitting
news
confirmations. According to a rep for Klondike, which is a dream job,
literally,
the Choco Taco was entirely discontinued in July due to an unprecedented spike in demand for different Klondike products over the past 2 years. Like what?
No, I don't believe that. I really believe they're lying. Literally, even though, let's talk about the Choco Taco. Before we talk about them getting canceled or discontinued, let's talk about the Choco Taco conceptually. Mm-hmm. Because the Choco Taco, or at least every time I've had one, which is many, they're always a little bad. They're kind of stale, the taco part.
And what you're saying is so factual, but conceptual.
No, I just saw your article, that picture. Look, show everyone on YouTube the picture you just had of the Choco Taco.
This?
No, it was white. Go back to that article you were just reading, Grandma.
Okay, sorry.
That.
Oh.
Turn around. I don't know if you guys can see on YouTube this picture of the Choco Taco.
Looks like a heaven on a plate.
Never in my life have I actually seen a Choco Taco that looked even remotely similar to that. They're usually really flat.
Well, that's with a lot of food photography, but I agree. The waffle shell is already soggy from the ice cream. How could it not be?
Stale. So it's better conceptually than it is in execution.
But what if you went to an ice cream shop and got a
made-to-order Choco Taco?
Now that is something.
Obviously. But I just think instead of, throwing the baby out with the bathwater, they should have just made the bathwater not stale. You know what I mean? Work on the recipe.
But I don't think it was discontinued because it was stale. I just think people are opting out of chocolate tacos.
But I don't think that they are, because if that's the case, then I really...
This is what it actually looks like.
Yeah, that's a realistic... It's literally when you order something online versus when you get it, when it arrives in the mail.
You guys can't even see, but if you've had one, you know.
If you've had one, you know. And if you haven't had one, go get one, because they're getting discontinued. What is with things getting discontinued? It's so final, because I got my makeup done for a wedding in Montreal with our friend Lauren, and she put on this gorgeous lip liner, and I was like, what is it? And she was like, literally, it's this random Rimmel one that's been discontinued. I bought 10 of them on eBay 5 years ago, and now I use them very sparingly.
And she used it on you.
I've never, loved a liner that much, and it's just why make something if you're going to discontinue it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just hurtful, and it's playing with our emotions.
Yeah, people, they chose that product. Now they have to choose something else. It's the thread. This show is like a comedy special. There's always a thread.
Yeah.
That ties the beginning to the end.
100%.
And then that's usually the title.
100%.
I don't know if you guys noticed that, but that's what we do. We do it unintentionally.
Flawlessly.
Yeah, and naturally and organically, but it's what we're doing. Every one of these episodes is a comedy special.
Oh, but I had an update for that story that I wanted to share with you. Hold on.
Which one? Choco?
Choco Taco. Because Olivia actually told me about
Choco
this.
update?
Serena Williams' husband.
Reddit, 4chan.
Yeah. What's his name? Alexis, right? Alexis Ohanian. Let me just find it. Hold on. I literally screenshotted it. Where the fuck is it? Oh, here. He tweeted, "Dear at Unilever, I'd like to buy the rights to your Choco Taco and keep it for melting away from future generations' childhoods." So if there's hope in the resurrection of the Choco Taco, and our leader is the man who started Reddit. And I have my problems with him because Reddit is a toxic platform, but this could be the thing to make Alexis Ohanian get back into my heart.
Or maybe he'll send a Choco Taco to all of the Redditors and they'll be so busy enjoying life
that they can't
troll. Love that. Are you ready for our fifth and final story?
The final story.
Wait, we have instruments.
I'm not getting up. And they're in the cellophane. And they're for Harry.
He would want us to use them.
Do-do-do-do.
Bam.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Bam, bam.
Do-do-do-do.
Bam.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. It's the final story. Bruno, put your ass on my feet. By the way, Jackie, anything can be an instrument if you try hard enough.
Yeah, I use my microphone.
Right, your mouth can be an instrument.
Ba-ba-doo.
Your hands can be an instrument.
Ba-ba-dee.
Even your hair could be an instrument. Your nails can be an instrument. Kind of.
Okay,
if they weren't broken and frail.
Okay,
and
Mr. Schneebly, calm down.
I'm literally Dolly Parton.
Okay, our fifth and final story is a little music news, so that's why we had to sing. We just absolutely had to.
Is it the music news that's brought to you by Liquid IV?
That's
for those
the one.
Thirsty musicians?
Yep.
Liquid IV, you guys. The hot summer months are here, and we need to be proactive about keeping our bodies fueled and hydrated. Making hydration a priority can help us feel healthier in our everyday lives. One stick of Liquid IV in 16 ounces of water hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than water alone. Plus, Liquid IV products taste great with 10 refreshing flavors like Concord Grape, Lemon Lime, Pina Colada, and Tropical Punch. Liquid IV is a fabulous hydrating product. Basically, you put the packet into 16 ounces of water, and it'll hydrate you 2 times faster and more efficiently than water alone. It's also great because it's packed with vitamins B3, B5, B6, B12, vitamin C. It has 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks, which makes it a great thing to drink if you're hungover. Trust me, I'm an expert.
It's like the unofficial hangover beverage. If you know, you know.
And also if you just like aren't good at keeping yourself hydrated constantly, like be more time efficient. Like time management is important. Instead of drinking 1 bottle of water, drink a bottle of water with Liquid IV, so that way you're getting electrolytes, you're getting vitamins, you're getting hydrated better and faster. Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com. Use code TOAST at checkout, and that's 25% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code TOAST at liquidiv.com.
Great. Our fifth and final story, Eurovision Song Contest 2023 will be hosted in the UK on behalf of Ukraine. So next year's Eurovision was supposed to be in the Ukraine because a Ukrainian folk group won this year.
And that's how it works. Like whoever wins hosts the next year.
Right. And they can't host it in war-torn Ukraine right now. So the UK will be picking up the mantle because Sam Ryder came in second place and UK came in second place. So much to unpack here. First of all, I didn't even realize Eurovision 2022 happened.
Me neither.
Last year, Eurovision was like such a big part of I loved the experience, like being a part of something. And then I would like hear the Eurovision songs and I was like, I watch Eurovision. Yeah. And I didn't even know that it happened. I Googled it. It happened in May.
No, same. And I like follow Sam Ryder, the UK guy. I really, really like him. And I knew he was the representative for the UK and I was so excited for him and I was like ready to watch. Literally had not one idea that it had already happened.
Was it not streamed on Peacock again like it was last year? Because
Maybe.
you're, our resident Eurovision expert.
I know.
And like you didn't even know.
No, I had no fucking idea.
So excited for 2023. Like someone get the rights, please, because we love Eurovision here.
And I love Sam Ryder. And this is just one of those like rare occurrences where like not what's the word I'm looking for? Like not political, but like world events, like colliding with and like changing. I feel like it happens sometimes with the Olympics, like impacting like social events, pop culture. So that's interesting, and I didn't know that Ukraine had won, but if I had watched and saw them win, I would have imagined they wouldn't have been able to host.
Yeah, but the one in the UK, I think, will have a lot of Ukrainian elements. And it will be as if it's in the Ukraine. It's not going to be
honor Ukraine.
It's not going to be like Union Jack. It's not going to be the Queen's Jubilee.
No.
They're going to honor Ukraine.
Right. As they should. So I think that's great. I love Eurovision.
Me too, and I love Sam Ryder. And did you know that he came in second place with a song called Spaceman, which is pronounced Spaceman?
Do you know that that's the song he sang at the Queen's Jubilee that we watched when he was wearing that Union Jack jumpsuit?
I listened to it this morning because I was like, this was all new news. It's so crazy. Like, we're so plugged in, yet when I read this story, I was like, Eurovision happened. Ukraine won. I didn't even hear Ukraine won.
Yeah.
Sam, like, where was Eurovision? Anyway, so then I was like, okay, I want to hear the song Spaceman. And it did it didn't sound like, you know, when you listen to a song for the first time and it's like mumbo jumbo.
No, it's just like words.
Right. So it did sound like a song to me. And that is because it was at the Queen's Jubilee.
Also, really, really quick, what did I want to say? Oh, I know obviously it's Eurovision, so it has nothing to do with us.
I know, but please let us get involved.
I would love for us to be a part of it, like to root for America. And I totally get why we can't, whatever. But it's like, I'm kind of jealous that we don't have that. And I think NBC recently tried to do their own version of that with the Great American Song Contest.
Oh, and that they had, because I was just thinking we should have a, America-Vision that's every state sends a representative. And then I was thinking, didn't someone just try to do that?
And they tried their best because they had Queen Kelly Clarkson be the host, which means like that's as good as it's going to get. It wasn't ever going to get a better host. But it was on NBC and it didn't feel like the thing with Eurovision. It's like, it's a part of the government. Like, it's not like a, CBS Europe. Like it's just integrated into culture so much. Whereas like this NBC one, they like cast people. It just didn't feel as authentic. Like the crazy thing about Eurovision is like, I think you have to be selected by like your prime minister. Like it's so a part of European culture and like it's a part of like the parliament and shit. Like it's cool.
Yeah.
And it's upsetting.
It didn't feel official, the Great American Song
Contest. It just felt like another The Voice.
Yeah, I agree. Or like Catching Kelsey. We're sending one girl from every state.
And I didn't even know who won.
Yeah, but I like this idea. Okay, try again. And if you do it right, like come to us.
It needs to be done.
And we'll get involved.
I think like whenever the government does something, they like mess it up because they're like so low budget and gross. But like it needs to be like the Department of Arts. You know what I mean? Like something like that.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if there's an art department in the government, but
I do feel like, and with the one time I did watch Eurovision, like it does feel kind of political. Like the people that each country votes for, like they actually weren't like the most talented.
Oh,
I
agree.
do think the fact that it's official and political makes it legit, but it also makes it so that it's not really merit based. It's just like countries that are allies voting for each other.
When we were watching and then the voting happened, like there was clearly 3 or 4 acts that were the best. And then everyone would come out with their votes. And basically how it works is like you give, second place, whoever you thought was like the third best gets 5 votes. Whoever you thought was the second best gets 10 votes. Whoever you thought was the first best will get 20 votes. And it was like all these fucking random countries, like not obviously like the best ones.
No, like, so that was frustrating.
I agree. I find the scoring on Eurovision, maybe this is just us not being European and not really understanding it because I've only watched for like the last 3 years, but people in Europe literally are like raised on it. Maybe they understand it more. I do not understand the scoring at all.
No, the scoring, I like that, so everyone gets points.
No, but like I don't understand like who's considered good because I'm like that person stunk.
Right. I just feel like you guys are friends. Like you're in neighboring countries.
No, but maybe it's really just like our American taste in music and culture.
Maybe.
Like maybe they like different things in Malta.
I loved Malta 2021.
By the way, same.
And she was robbed.
100%.
She was robbed.
Yeah, and there's actually a lot of people who like are now in mainstream, especially in America, like in popular culture, who are from Eurovision, Maneskin.
Yeah.
I want you.
They won. But when they won, I was like, what? Did we watch the same thing?
Literally same. I'm like, who is this?
But are they that band? Are they that talented?
They are. Like, they're so popular. Also, the girl who won when it was in Tel Aviv the next year, Netta, her songs are so viral on TikTok. Like, she's the biggest pop star in Israel. Like, there actually are a lot of people and a lot of songs that you know and you don't realize they originated in Eurovision.
Yeah. There's a ton from TikTok and
social media.
Yeah, and I can't think of them right now, but I do know.
But like I'm jealous. Like I feel left out. Like I'm definitely having FOMO and I'd like to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's true. But at least you can root for Israel.
Yeah, that's true. So those were the Fast 5. You definitely did not need to know them, but you did need to hang out with your girls for an hour. And now it's lunchtime.
I think you needed to know them. Like Audrina Patridge has written her memoirs. Do with that what you will. Eurovision has moved to the UK. And by the way, it happened this year. You needed to know. And you need to know that you have choices and you should make them. And don't let them pass you by.
100%. And you also need to know that it's National Anti-Day.
You need to know that. But life is really just an amalgamation of your choices. You know what? I'm loving Audrina Patridge's title. I'm loving it. Girl, I feel you. I need to read this book now.
And I need to
put a sock on my foot. That's cold.
No, I literally need to go to a sauna because, and I don't want to complain. Like I hate, that's like saying, something is too good. This meal is too good.
Yeah.
This room is too cold.
Well, you could have a meal that's like too rich and it's good, but it's too much.
But I didn't say rich. I said good.
Too much. Goodness.
That's like saying Bryce is too cute, It's not possible. You can't have too much of a good thing. So that's our show. Thank you so much for listening to the Morning Toast, the Millennium Morning Show, where we deliver the Fast 5 stories that you need to know every Monday through Friday.
More pleasant listening experience today.
Every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please, we're working so hard on our set. Fucking subscribe, okay?
We're almost at 90K. We're like 5 people away.
Also, if you're listening as a podcast, we're available anywhere podcasts can be found. So at Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places where you listen to podcasts. Find us. The Morning Toast. Leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and smart we are. Hope you guys have an incroyable Tuesday. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Don't let it be anything less than incroyable.
We'll see you tomorrow for Hump Day, a new episode of Breaking Bread tomorrow night.
And I think tomorrow for Hump Day, Theo should be here.
Yeah.
He didn't want to come today?
I didn't want to bring both dogs in the studio yesterday or today.
Until we were set up.
Until we like had good audio, good video. So
because Theo he wants to walk into success. He doesn't want to be a part of building it. It's below his pay grade.
100%.
Yeah.
So bye. Love you.
Love you. Bye.